It is mid-July 2024, and recently I completed a trip to Port Angeles fishing for Chinook with some good friends, good buddies. Out here, there are some marks deeper and variety of places. 75. Fish. Oh, you got this, yeah? Oh, I'm on one too. And the trip went really well. Definitely caught some nice fish and had a great time. The weather is like you can't beat it, right? I wanted to make this video to share a couple basic pointers about the Chinook troll off of Ediz Hook out of Port Angeles. It's Marine Area 6. As of right now, July 11th, it is open. In 2024, you're allowed to retain 2 marked Chinook over the min size. Always check the regs. Know before you go. What? A couple basic things about this Chinook fishery. One, you basically got a choice of 2 boat launches. Boat Haven launch, that's sort of inside Port Angeles Harbor, and then you've got the Ediz Hook boat launch, which is free. Boat Haven one costs money. It really just kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you're trying to drop your crab pots on your way out, it can be a little more convenient to do that inside the harbor. The launch is better there. In terms of the troll, this is one of the simpler trolls, and it's one of my favorites. It's actually where I caught my first Chinook on my own boat, fishing out here with downrigger gear and all that. This is where I started. And here, basically the idea is you troll with the current, which you already know this from other places, but it's really important in the strait because these currents are really ripping. So when you're on an ebb, you're going from east to west. When you're on a flood, you're going from west to east. As the current slows down, you can jig.
Get back.
Okay. Oh, can't tell right now. Stop it. Catch.
Let's go. Keeper! Come on, baby!
And particularly on the flood tide, near high tide, there will be fish just inside the red buoy, just west of the red buoy that marks kind of the boundary line. And we saw, when we first got out there, as the flood was kind of getting going and it was still kind of a lighter flood, we saw, 15 boats inside that, between the point, the Ediz Hook point and the buoy. And yeah, they were jigging Chinook and they had fish on, and we didn't actually give that a try. We went right on the troll. Immediately started hooking fish on the troll as well.
Keeper?
Yeah.
Let's go.
We're gonna come in and do some nearshore shenanigans.
Fish?
Is that fish?
Come on now.
Fish?
Oh yeah, nice one, nice fish.
Up, John.
Put it in your belly. Yep, you got it. Okay.
The other rules with this fishery is, when you're on a flood troll, there tends to be more fish towards the top. The later into the flood you get, the more fish you'll find up near the top, near the Coast Guard station, near the red buoy. Earlier in that troll they'll be lower, or I'd say further west towards what's called the stacks, which you'll see on land as you go down there.
I'm gonna have you. Oh, nice.
It wasn't okay.
It happened.
Yeah, no, I know what happened. He was lifting, but the drag was peeling line out.
Was it?
Coast Guard, I'm Officer Goodrich. This is my boarding team.
Yeah.
When's the last time you were boarded by the Coast Guard? Yeah, the date and time we boarded you, all your boat information, all your information, where we boarded you, everything we checked on the boarding, no violations, we did everything, so you're good, and then all of our information. And I'm just waiting on putting this with your registration. And it's good for up to a year-ish.
What about speeding tickets? Is it out?
No, I can help you with that.
Mine.
As you're following an ebb from east to west, you start at the top just west of the red buoy, and you troll west, you troll down. There'll be a lot of fish near the top at the beginning of the ebb, but as you get later and later, particularly if it's a big ebb, you're going to find a lot more fish down near the stacks. And the stacks the bottom gradient kind of flattens out a little bit. It's not as sharp. Near the top of the troll, 50 to 90 feet of water comes up very quickly. It's a very, very steep slope.
Daniel, take this one. Middle up. Ron? Yep.
I've caught fish in 50 feet of water all the way out to 250 feet of water. They're going to be, a lot of times they're going to be suspended, and you're going to see them all over mid-water column, bottom third of the water column. You can hit the deck and find them there.
To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. Hard right, hard right, hard right. Hard right. Okay. Back up. Back up. Stop reeling. I'm not. It's over to the left. Go left. Pull. Line out.
How do you do that?
Line out. I got the line. It's got a extra pin. It's got a pin.
While we were out there, one thing about the troll is that the bait was really, really small. I mean, like 2.0 spoon size, kind of small.
Particularly curious to try that in some of the deep water.
You on?
We were fishing with 3.0s and we did really good. It was out fishing the anchovies, it was out fishing the hoochies, and so we just stuck with our 3.0 spoons. Actually, if I had to do it over again after I saw the bait, I would have downsized to 2.0 because that was the bait size at the time. And I don't know what it'll be whenever you get out there, but keep that in mind. We've always 3.0 spoon, cookies and cream, herring aid. Those are great options for a lot of different places. And they catch a lot of fish, and certainly for that troll, they work just fine. Flasher colors, again, a lot of things work. Greens, blues, I usually run a bonchovy on one side with the cookies and cream spoon, and then I've got the blue flasher with the herring aid. And there's other flashers that work too.
Batch. Yeah. Keep it. Measure still, but I think you can take.
Not very complicated. A lot of stuff works out there. These Chinook are metabolically very active. They're actively feeding, and you just got to find them. And speaking of that, it's definitely a good strategy to chase marks. You see the marks on your screen. Maybe clip your line in 30 to 40 feet behind your boat.
What depth are you going to?
So looks like there's marks down there.
150. Yep, 150. Come on now.
Yep, fish on. John.
Got one already.
Yeah. Nice one. Nice one.
Pressure on that. Pressure. Gentlemen.
Hold on.
Keep running.
I'm gonna hand this off, but I want to make sure it's good.
Rather than right up to your downrigger ball if you want to chase marks, right? Which is, again, it's an important strategy. So you'll see, several times, I'm going up or down, and as I'm doing that, the release trips because it's fish on. I hit the marks, and you got time to do that if you put it further behind your boat.
Different kind of reel. If it really runs, take your hand off of the reel.
definitely get out here, and if you can, it's 2.5 hours from South Puget Sound. It's a pretty decent drive. When we did the trip, we actually fished the flood tide in the afternoon, which by the way doesn't matter. I love the early morning first light bite. We got a double right off the bat the next day, but when we showed up, it was the afternoon, and then we camped in the boat in the truck and got up early the next morning and got out there for that first light bite. But don't think you need to do the first light. Most of the people are off the water by the afternoon, but these fish don't care what time of day it is. It's more about the tide and things like that are going on. Just like it would be out in the ocean. We're not talking about close to spawning Chinook here. You got to think about light levels a lot more in that case. But yeah, these fish bite great all day long. So just fish the right way for the tide, like we talked about earlier, and get out there and get it done.
Good. Oh, decent. Same size probably as the other one. Real. Stop. Real. Pull it towards me.
Lift up high. Lift up high.
Lift.
In the net.
All right, release.
Boom!
Release. That's a nicer fish. Way nicer fish.
What do we got?
All right, the hook's out. Watch out over here.
You got the lure pretty good.
Yeah, I've got it. Clear.
Oh, it's got a fin.
No!
Oh.
Thanks for flying a jet bed.
Heating up, boys. Do it
Yeah,
again.
it is. Dude, I was going straight to the bottom.
To the marks and hit on the way down.
And it just came off as I was dropping, and I knew exactly what was going on. I was like, I went to reeling in line and fish on,
First king salmon.
fish on. Let's go. Come on.
Something about the fishery this year is that it seems like a lot of the Puget Sound Chinook have gone by Area 4, Area 5. In Port Angeles, is probably fishing a little bit better than CQ and Nia Bay right now. But there's also a lot of unmarked Chinook around. So there's definitely some maybe Fraser River Chinook that are dipping in, and they don't know which side of the strait to be on. Some of those hatchery fish were harder to come by, particularly the migratory size. We got some feeder fish. I think that's it. And feel free to drop your questions, comments here in the video, and I'm always on top of that and answering that. If you have any questions about this fishery, it's really simple.